Pisces, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for August 22nd through the 28th of 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, so Pisces, very important week here in the astrology. Essentially, we've got a grand cross forming in the sky here. One side of it is that the moon is going to be in the third quarter phase, which is about challenging ourselves, right? And that's what the squares are. That's what these grand crosses are all about, challenging ourselves. So with that, it might be from some insights that you gained last week during the full moon, which took place right on the cusp between your 11th and your 12th house. So maybe some insights about your aspirations or groups or your network circles, maybe even too about the importance of having peace and acceptance in your life, maybe getting some of that alone time, which is that 12th house. So within that context, great to move things forward and cultivate maybe some of those insights. Now, the other side of the Grand Cross is that Mars is conjoining up to Saturn this week. Very important aspect here. And this is all taking place in your 9th house of your future things in terms of what's possible. Higher learning, maybe that adventurous spirit, which may not feel very spirited lately anyways for about the past year because you've had Saturn here in your 9th house, really making sure that these life path things, that these aspiring things, higher learning, travel, adventure, whatever it is taken seriously. You know, that the life path is built one step at a time in a mature, grounded, and stable way. So that's been Saturn, and this past couple weeks, Mars has recently shifted into your 9th. So maybe recently, maybe there has been a bit more drive and energy to cultivate these higher things, these more expansive things in your life. So if that's been the case, great. You know, Mars in the 9th house is actually, you know, a good place for Mars to be in. It's fiery, it's passionate, it's about expanding those horizons. But whenever Mars gets close to Saturn, it's very important that we still remain patient, right? That we have self-limitation, right? Which is discipline. Realizing that these things are taking time, that they're being built in the long term. And so the more willing we are to take slow and steady steps towards the big picture, then I think it's a great week for that. It can be a great week for getting things done and cultivating whatever it is that we might be looking forward to into the future, or with those possibilities there. So within that context, we do also have Saturn squaring up to Neptune, of course. So Mars will be squaring Neptune this week. That'll go exact here around Friday. So this has been the perhaps confusion and uncertainty about what we're building in our lives, and this has been going on all year. So what we've been building this year and prior to that. But now with Mars squaring up to Neptune, you know, it's really calling us to have more presence, more acceptance, more surrender when it comes to these things that we could be motivated towards or building this week. So that's the key, is to still move forward, still build things with that higher learning, with that adventurousness, the life path, however that's manifesting for you, but in a way of presence. And understanding that we can still build things, yet not have to know exactly how things are going to unfold. In other words, how the outcomes are going to be. So the more willing we are to do that, the more we challenge ourselves spiritually this week to have presence. Maybe it's through meditation, yoga, spiritual activities, anything that puts us into a meditative state. Maybe reflecting on things a bit, but in an intuitive way versus the mental way. These are some good examples of how to work with this. And then in the process, what you'll find, especially by the end of the year, once all this energy sort of works its way out, is we're actually exactly where we need to be, and we'll end up exactly where we need it to be in the future, that is. But right now, you know, we just don't know. There's the fog. If the mind tries to figure out, it will confuse us. So presence, yet patience, discipline towards these 9th house things. And it's also requiring that, you know, the importance of getting that alone time, a meditative time, which has been Neptune in your 9th house for many years there, and really letting go, surrendering when it comes to these deeper things in life, even psychologically, maybe, you know, deep psychological things like traumas, fears, you know, that kind of stuff, letting you know, just being aware of it, accepting it, is really key to finding that peace in life. But anyways, that's that aspect. We do have some lighter aspects taking place this week, which is nice, involving your ruler Jupiter. Mercury is going to conjoin up to Jupiter right at the beginning of the week, and then at the end of the week, Venus will conjoin Jupiter. So this is all involving the shift that's recently taken place for you guys with relationships. In fact, these past couple of weeks, Jupiter's been shifting into your 7th. There will be, over the next year plus, plenty of opportunities to connect if you choose to. You know, Jupiter just brings those aspirations, those inspirations, but we have to walk through the doors and we have to cultivate those opportunities there. But definitely there, you know, generally, collectively, there should be opportunities there to connect, to develop existing relationships, new relationships. And this week is emphasizing that with Mercury. Maybe some new insight about this right at the beginning of the week. Maybe good for communication there and learning through others. Now, Mercury does also rule your 4th house, so at the beginning, maybe feeling quite inspired, not only about relationships, but maybe too about home, family, or health as well. Then at the end of the week with Venus going into the 7th is actually quite nice. It's her house, so for about the next month, a good time to connect with those relationships. You can enjoy it. You know, I think you'll find the value in it. And it's definitely on that more surface level, which is easier to work with Venus there. Now, Venus does also rule your 3rd house and your 8th, so maybe an emphasis on communication there the second half of the week with that, and maybe some deeper connections also. And then during the weekend, maybe feeling, again, inspired there to connect and to exchange, communicate, and enjoy those interpersonal values. All right, there's still a lot of emphasis on your 6th house, I would say, with the sun still here, so still good to be focused on that work or routine or personal development. In fact, for the next year plus, the North Node will be transiting that 6th house, which is still great for learning more about you know, your routine and the importance of time management, energy management, your work, cultivating that, etc. All right, so Pisces, hope you guys have an excellent week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next week.